Welcome to Mr. Brand's 5th grade everyday math review. In this video, we're going to be going over lesson 5.6, multiplication of fractions in whole numbers. This is similar to the previous lesson where we talked about how finding the fraction of a number is the same as multiplying. We're going to switch the order on though. We're going to start with a whole number and multiply that by of the fraction. So 8 times 2/3. And in the previous video, we started by finding the unit fraction of the whole number. And in this case, that won't work as easily because 8 divided by 3 doesn't give us a whole number answer. And so we can think about this fraction as a division problem. So 2/3 is equal to or is the same as 2 divided by 3. So I'm going to rewrite our multiplication problem, and I'm going to go 8 times 2 divided by 3. 8 times 2 divided by 3. So 8 times 2 is going to give me 16. 8 times 2 gives me 16. And then I'm going to do divided by 3. And for that, I'm going to come off to the side and do a division problem. So 16 divided by 3, I can get 5 groups of 3 and 16. 5 times 3 is 15. Subtract and get 1. So it would be 5 remainder 1. So 16 divided by 3 is 5 remainder 1, or written as a mixed number would be 5 and 1/3. 5 and 1/3. Okay, for our next example problem, we're going to do 11 times 2/5. 11 times 2/5. I'm going to rewrite our multiplication problem as 11 times 2 divided by 5. And 11 times 2 is 22. Then I'm going to think about the divided by 5. And 22 divided by 5 is 4. And I'll have 2 left over, so it'll be 4 remainder 2. The 4 becomes my whole number. The 2 becomes the numerator, and then the divisor is the denominator. So that would be 4 and 2/5. So depending on the problem, you can start like we did in lesson 5.5 by finding the unit fraction first and then multiplying it by the numerator. Or if that doesn't lend itself to getting a whole number answer, you can go ahead and rewrite the multiplication problem and then turn that into your mixed number that way. For our practice problems, they're going to ask us to do some rounding today. And the first one we're going to round to is the nearest whole number. And the first number we're going to do with that is 27 and 25 hundredths. 27 and 25 hundredths. The nearest whole number is the ones place. So the 7 is in the ones place. From the ones place, we're going to look one place to the right to the tenths place. So the 2 is less than 5. Since the 2 is less than 5, 27 and 25 hundredths is going to round to 27. Now you can write just 27, or if you'd like, you can add 2 zeros for the decimal point, for the decimal places, but you don't have to. So 27 and 25 hundredths rounds to 27. 119 and 53 hundredths. If we rounded that to the nearest whole number, again, we're going to round to the ones place. So I'm going to look to the right. 5's our magic number, so if it's 5 or above, this rounds up. So 119 then would round to 120. So 119 and 53 hundredths rounded to the nearest whole number would round to 120. Or again, we can add in our decimal digits if you like. For other sample problems, we're going to round to the nearest tenth. And we're going to start with 3 and 91 hundredths. The tenths place is one digit after the decimal, so that's going to be where the 9 is. The 9's in the tenths place. Just like with the whole number, we're going to look one place to the right. Our magic number is 5. If this number is less than 5, the number we're rounding to stays the same. So 3 and 91 hundredths would round to 3 and 9 tenths. Or you could add your 0, make it 3 and 90 hundredths. And the last one that we're going to do is 6 and 374 thousandths. Again, we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So the 3 is in the tenths place. We'll look one place to the right, and that's a 7. 7 is higher than 5. So the 3 rounds up to a 4. So 6 and 374 thousandths would round to 6 and 4 tenths. Or again, you could add in your 2 zeros. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you join us for lesson 5.7.